Welcome to the Grappling Grappling Rewind Podcast. Welcome to another week in grappling with the Grappling Rewind Podcast.
I am Maine, here with my co-host
Josh.
and we are going to get into some Pans news. But before that,
Pans news. We're just getting in some pans.
We're going to get into Pans. IBJJF 2018 Pans. But
You want some news? Here's some news. Dylan Dennis MMA debut. We don't know who he's going against. Don't care.
In Bellator.
News over.
Yep. On to IBJJF Pans. 2018 black belt results.
Who dog?
It was a day. It was a day of jiu-jitsu, Josh.
It was a day of jiu-jitsu. I had a lot of training to do today. I had other stuff to do today. Man, I should probably jump on that unlimited plan for my phone bill so I can just watch it whenever I feel like it. But no, I gotta be cheap and get the 6 gigs a month. That's right, I only got 6 gigs a month.
What is wrong with you?
6 gigs a month.
Like you or your family?
The whole phone bill.
Dude, you're crazy.
Guess what?
Rachel and I go through 15 gigs a month and we're close to it.
Guess what?
What?
Today I got the text message that was like, you're doing all right. You got 50% of your data left. That means I have 3 gigs left with 7 days in my cycle.
That's pretty good then.
I stay on the Wi-Fi, son. I stay on the Wi-Fi.
So enough about Wi-Fi. On to the black belt results for the 2018 IBJJF Pans. So we are going to jump right into the women's results for the black adult. We're not doing masters, not doing everything else. We're just going to talk about the adult black belt results for Pans.
At the moment. And
At the moment.
We'll talk about some other things and personal friends that were out there competing as well a little bit later. But right now, female black belt finals. Light featherweight. Xaria Matuda defeated Talita Alencar via referee's decision. Maine's shaking his head.
No, that was correct.
Oh, okay.
I just watched the match and I'm shaking my head like, these two women do not like each other. And
I don't think that. I think...
Oh, man. You watched that match.
I did watch the match.
Like,
Talita
looked pissed and Alencar looked pissed.
Yeah, Matuda was trying to finish that shit.
I mean, you score 0 points.
But she was trying to finish that shit. She was going for them loop chokes and whatnot. Like, she was trying to.
At the end
It just wasn't close. It was midway through the match. It wasn't even midway through the match she tried to throw that thing up. And Alencar was just going ham trying to pass and couldn't.
Yeah.
It was enjoyable to watch, but it also set the tone for what happened the rest of all of the finals about.
This was the first finals match. And
Not all of them, but just about.
This one went to decision, and there were a number of matches that were very low scoring decisions or closeouts. Or I'm going to say it right now. I was unhappy with this day of viewing. It was a little rough to watch from a spectator point of view.
It definitely drug out a little bit. There was not a whole lot of finals-wise, not a whole lot of submissions.
Yeah, there were some matches yesterday in the semifinals and the
And
quarterfinals
today,
that were good and fire matches, but the finals matches left something to be desired for me from a viewing perspective. I watched a lot of hours of this, and it was rough for
Yes and no.
big stretches of it.
Yes and no. You have to realize that at a certain point, you hit a level, and
I understand.
everybody's going to shut down everybody's game, and it's going to come down to not even a game of inches, but a game of millimeters.
And grips, yeah, and grip fighting. I understand the levels there. I'm just saying my personal opinion, not anyone else.
How you feel
how
personally.
I feel, Josh, as a viewer of this.
These are my feelings.
Who is not a high-level black belt. That shit was boring for big stretches of the day.
It drug out. Anyway, featherweight, Karen Atunis defeated Jacqueline Marias.
4-0.
4-0. Lightweight, Bia Mesquita. And this was great. I enjoyed this. That Bia Mesquita and Jenna Bishop went against each other, being from the same team. Awesome.
Oh, and they went at it hard, too.
Oh, they both went at it hard.
This was a match where she was in the guard for the first half of the match, and
They
all
jammed.
of a sudden, boom, got a pass going, got the back, and then was working her ass off to finish that choke.
And commentary said it in the beginning of the match. They were like, you do not want Bia Mesquita on your back because she is so good at finishing from the back. And we've been seeing it for years now. We saw it as a black belt or a brown belt from Bia, and as she, came into her black belt and started evolving from it, for a while you would see it when Mackenzie Dern was still competing, where they would go at it, and Mackenzie Dern would take it and take it and take it, and Bia was getting closer and closer. And finally, right before Mackenzie was out the door with jiu-jitsu.
Starting MMA.
Yeah. Bia took her back. I want to say it was at Brazilian Nationals. I can't
just looked up
recall.
Dern's record a couple days ago, and I forget which one it was, but yeah.
But she took her back and choked her, and it was like, ooh, snap. This is going to be... And she never lost to her after that. So, yeah, she got the choke from the back against Jenna Bishop. Hats off to those ladies for competing against each other.
I think this is also one of my favorite matches for the women for the finals. This was the first half of the match is a little slow, but once Bia passes and starts to go through the passing sequence, it's like, oh, damn, passes, gets the points, gets her back, gets on the finish, and finishes the choke from the back. So this is a fun match to watch.
Middleweight ladies. Angelica Galvao closed out with Luisa Montero, who is the new addition to Atos.
Very new black belt, I think.
No, not new black belt, new addition.
I misheard that from the commentary because the commentary said something about she was new, and I thought
she was
the
newest black belt from Atos.
Okay, that makes sense then.
Like new to the squad. Yeah, remember they just left. She's Leandro Lowe's ex-girlfriend.
That's her. Okay,
right. And then she started dating somebody else from the team, and then they both left and went to Atos.
This is what we didn't cover for news a couple episodes ago because we don't cover this kind of stuff, and because we didn't cover it, I forgot about it.
We briefly talked about it.
Personally, not on the recording.
I'd have to go back and listen to it, but
you're not going to. So that match happened. That was a closeout.
They closed out.
And their Atos closeout. They had a number of closeouts in the finals.
Atos team is fire, like all throughout from
straight dial on
white,
Josh.
Yes, like white and all the way up, all through the colored belts and up to black. All those people, whether they were from AOJ or Atos, those kids were killing it. Yeah,
I think those two gyms are where we're going to see the next generation just like explode onto the scene.
I mean, you're seeing other people still, but the
squad, the amount of talent both those gyms have is fucking crazy.
That whole squad, those blue belt squads where people are like, they're sandbagging them. It's like, some of these, well, not necessarily, because if you think about it, the age requirements for IBJJF.
Yes, you're right. They're not sandbagging per the age.
You're going to put a 16-year-old to purple belt? You can. He's not going to be able to compete.
Nicky Ryan.
Does he compete in IBJJF?
I mean, you're right.
Put him in the gi. Put him in the gi against one of those dudes, one of those blue belts.
Probably doesn't.
One of those blue belts from AOJ, Jonathan Alves. Or
one of the guys on the Metamoris card.
Straight up will murk him.
I agree.
Murk.
But I'm just saying, like, these
Nogi, that's a different story. And it's not an IBJJF. Yeah, he would kill them, but...
We're talking about the rule set. We're talking about IBJJF.
Yes.
No, I agree. I'm just saying these two teams, these two squads have a depth of talent on them like we have not seen in a couple of years.
They're scouting them.
Crazy.
They're scouting them.
Which is the future. I think you're going to start getting people to bring...
They got to get more money into it, though. They got to get more money.
Yeah, that makes sense. I just think these two teams are crazy right now. And we're going to see in the next 2 years it get even crazier if they can hold it together. We've seen a lot of super teams, come up, and then splinter off. So... If Atos, but I think under Galvao, like that dude's a leader.
Well, some of them are leaving. Some of them, especially as they get bigger, like larger,
right?
They jump from AOJ to Atos, like HQ.
Yeah.
But we're going off on a tangent here. Middle heavyweight. Natalia De Jesus defeated Karina Santini 8-6. Loved the match. I enjoyed it. I don't know how you feel about it, but...
My notes got... I wrote some notes on it.
I wrote some notes on it.
I said some things, Josh. It was a good match.
It was back and forth, obviously.
Yeah, 8-6. Yeah. Like, you scored some points. It was the highest scoring match, I think, of the black belts overall. Hands down.
Yes, it was.
I think the only other high match was Joao Miao
and Pablo Montevani.
Yep.
And that scoring didn't happen until later.
About a minute left.
Yeah, but it was still... There are matches that you want to watch and other ones you can skip. We talked about it the other week where you're like, skip, I'll watch. So that's one of the ones I enjoyed watching. I don't know about anybody else, but... Heavyweight, you say her last name because I am so bad at her last name.
Marina Miljacek.
Maria. You messed up her first name.
I mean, really? Did I? What'd I call her? I called her Marina, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
Maria Miljacek.
There you go. Defeated Jacinta Wen 2-0.
Yeah, It was a match. Onto the not super heavyweights.
It is super heavyweight.
Is it called super heavyweight?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Oh, it is. They abbreviate it funny. They hyphenate it.
They created that class specifically to get people away from Gabby Garcia.
Yep. Well, this is women above 175.
Yeah.
The super heavyweight.
Yeah.
We didn't see Porfirio in this division like we usually do, which will kind of open it up for Claudia Del Val versus Hillary Van Norum.
Van
Norum. Yep.
This was cool. Claudia was rocking it, you know.
Yeah.
She went down and started attacking, throwing up the legs immediately, and
she immediately jumped for the guard and went for the omoplata. The jump of the guard.
Yeah. It was great, and she locked it up and started rocking forward and was just trying to finish, and then finally just nailed it.
I think it was about 5 minutes or something like that. She just worked that omoplata, and eventually Hillary, who was much, much larger than her, couldn't kind of posture back up. She couldn't,
because Claudia was doing a great job of controlling where she was. She wouldn't let her roll forward. She wouldn't let her roll her over top of her or anything like that. She did a great job. By the way, these matches are going up so goddamn quick.
Oh, that's great. Yeah,
yesterday's matches it's are up. On, and then it's up. Like, I was checking through, I had it up, and I would look over, I'm like, oh, this match is already up. And if you're expecting our alternate, there we go, I almost said alternative. Alternate commentary, yeah, that shit didn't happen because we're stupid. We can't figure things out. We're eventually going to get it down to where
you follow us on Facebook,
we're real professionals.
You saw that we ran about 5 or 6 different tests trying to get the thing working. So apparently, I did
figure out that because I have my phone on silent, it doesn't record the audio through Facebook. God. That was always my problem.
We talked about this like 10 episodes ago, if not more.
I know,
on Instagram, we did that live, and it doesn't record audio.
Yep, boom, here. So it's on there, and wait for it. Let's see if we can hear it. Oh, nope, not very loud. It's on silent.
It made no sense to audio listeners.
No, it went because I put it back on silent because I hate when my phone rings.
Yeah, so we're working on figuring out how to get Facebook video for both of us.
That or, properly connecting the two of us over Twitch or
any other service will let us do it so we can do these, commentary events. Because Josh and I were watching this and we had some, good pieces to add that we thought were entertaining.
Yeah, Maine was just trying it out. One time he did put that one up and he was just going through and he didn't have anything to bounce off of. So he was just sitting there like, so yeah, here's the knee cut. And I was like, Jesus, I turned it on my phone. I'm like, come on, Maine.
Yeah, he turned it on literally in the first 10 seconds of me up and then commented, do better. I was like, yeah, thanks for the support, Josh. Thanks for the support, man.
Hell, I was just telling you to do better. Yeah. Anyway,
so
absolutes.
The finish of this match, there was a really interesting grip change that Claudia did make with the gi. It was like under the armpit to flatten Hillary out. And I want to go back and actually specifically look at that because flattening on the omoplata is something I have a problem with. So it was a really interesting position and like grip switch that she made to do that. And the commentary staff really briefly talked about it, but I want to go back and watch it because it was really nifty.
Commentary, by the way, was pretty much on point. I love Sean Williams. I always talk about Sean Williams. I love Sean Williams. Yeah. There were times where I was like, really?
They had some weird names for some sweeps and some positions that
everybody has a different name for things, so I'm not going to be mad.
They had a number of them that were like, I've been in Jitsu a while now. I've never heard it called that. They had a couple of them that were
haven't been in it long enough then.
All right, Josh. You're not wrong. So on to the absolutes. We had Louisa
Montero close out with Bianca Basilio. Another, Atos team. Bianca's literally a new black belt.
Yeah.
And Louisa took that one. So absolute pan champion by closeout. Moving on.
Our favorite. So moving on to the male black belt results, finals results for the adult black belts for 2018 IBJJF Pans.
That was a mouthful.
I kind of slurred it too, which didn't help at all. Had those fire noodles, Josh. The fire noodles that you love so much.
I walk into Maine's house and he's sitting there at his table eating those damn fire noodles. He's just sitting there like, hey, what's up? And I was talking to his dog. I was just like, hey, Maine. Maine's dog and I are best friends.
Yeah, dude, he loves you.
I know, because I'm awesome. Dogs know I'm awesome. Dogs that are lost on the street come up to me and they're like, sup, and then I return them. If I didn't return them,
Josh, you're the Good Samaritan Award for the podcast.
I fucking love dogs.
All right, on to the rooster weights.
Rooster weights. Tomoyuki Hashimoto. These are two Japanese names that I was fully expecting Maine to just be like Tamayaki
No,
Teriyaki.
I know Tomoyuki Hashimoto and Kyoji Shamabobo.
See, Kyoji.
I haven't seen his name enough.
Koji.
Kyoji.
There is no I after the K.
Koji.
Shibamoto. Who is much older. That dude has been competing for ever.
And the commentary staff talked about how these guys have run into each other all the time. Like any event that Kyle is not at, these guys run into each other.
Dude, we talked about at length Tomoyuki Hashimoto.
Last week, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love that dude's game. I started adding in that step over choke that he started doing. And so far, so good. I like it. It helps me pass the guard.
They had this is a match I want to talk about for the reffing. They had some really weird times where they would like do they would give, guys would get out of a submission and then they would call penalties.
Okay, so if you're not aware.
I'm not, obviously.
And you're obviously not. So what happens
and it was the Shane Taylor match was what this happened on.
Also in the Joao Miyao Paulo Montevani match.
Yes, yeah.
So the rules state that if you both pull guard, the referee, and you'll see it every time, he, pulls up the watch.
He looks at his watch.
And looks.
Okay.
You have 20 seconds. Somebody's got to get on top. If you don't do that, you get stood up. And you would see somebody would grab a footlock because it looks like you're in the motion of trying to do something. But as soon as you would let go, that time's up. You're not trying to do anything now.
That makes sense.
So then it became stalling after a while.
Yeah.
And that's why you were seeing penalties
so what I would
handed
see,
out.
and specifically we'll talk about it a little later in the Shane Jamil Hill Taylor match. This happened, and Shane had a footlock for like a minute and a half, but it was an outside footlock, like straight ankle lock with no control. And I was like, why is he holding on to that still? He's not going to finish. And then like the submissions gets cleared, and they get penalty points. And I was like, what? What the hell?
They got the original penalty, which was only just the penalty. It's the warning.
Right.
But I was like, are they going to give him the advantage? And the commentary team said it was like a legit footlock attempt. I didn't feel that way.
I thought it was, and not just because Gripple's foot was super taped up, but if you looked at the camera angle I had, you saw his toes were in the armpit and super bent down.
I'm assuming you were watching the flow zone angle.
Yeah, flow zone angle.
Yeah.
It looked, I thought it was, I understand why you wouldn't give him the advantage for that, but I also could see a strong argument to make for the advantage as the foot was super bent down.
So we'll jump into that just a little bit. We'll talk about this match, and then we'll carry on, and that point will be brought up in the next match. But these guys really negated each other.
Roosterweight finals back to
the Roosterweight finals.
With Hashimoto and Koji.
Shibamoto.
I can't do the last name, Josh.
Shibamoto. They both have Moto. Hello, Moto. Taking it back.
The commentary staff was actually talking about these guys live probably about 15-minute train ride from each other in Tokyo. Like Carpe Diem, which is where Hashimoto trains at. He wasn't registered under Carpe Diem, which
it's still weird to
me.
And
even the commentary staff didn't know why he wasn't registered as Carpe Diem, because we think he still trains at Carpe Diem.
I think maybe he was just repping for Kyle because Kyle just wasn't there. And he's like, maybe Kyle was like, hey, do this for me. Or something happened with Carpe Diem. No, because somebody else was registered
with Carpe Diem.
I don't know. What are we going to do? Like, say something to him on Instagram, and he's like, how am I going to respond to this?
This is not in Japanese. I do not understand.
He's posted stuff in English before. And
Dude.
he spoke English at ACB, so I'm assuming he knows.
Yeah, he does.
He knows enough of it to get by, so.
Why at Carpe Diem?
Yeah, pretty much. So, it was 0-0, 2 advantages to 1. Tomoyuki, was trying to come up. He got into a deep waiter sweep, but then didn't do anything with it.
That was kind of weird. I didn't quite know why.
I
mean, obviously he couldn't sweep,
he couldn't hit it. But hats off to Shibamoto to not just straight up get murked, because Hashimoto last week looked awesome. Looked awesome.
So the level he's at. If you saw him do that to other black belts last week, Koji. I saw him.
Koji. You're thinking Kyoji Horiguchi.
I keep thinking about Horiguchi because he's on a Ryzen card coming up.
Yeah, he's this summer.
And I keep thinking about him. So Again, this was a fun match.
It was a
the
cool little
balance
thing.
on these guys is crazy. Like
Ridiculous.
anyone at rooster weight and really anything
Really,
below featherweight. I think featherweight, lightweight.
Lightweight, it's like a push.
Yeah, but these dudes at the lower weight classes have some balance that is not unworldly.
They throw off the gravitational rotation of the Earth.
Calm down, Eddie Bravo. So Josh, any more pieces to add on this match?
Well, can't have gravity if the Earth is flat.
Josh, I'm gonna kill you, man.
No, it was a good match. I'm looking forward to seeing both of these gentlemen at Worlds and how they do. It'll be interesting to see.
Wouldn't be surprised if we saw them against each other again.
Possibility.
So on to light featherweight, we have Joao Miao defeating Pablo Montavani 6-4.
So going back to what we were discussing with, the penalties and everything, the sitting down and giving out advantages for something looking tight, not looking tight. Montavani, and everybody knows, before I get into Montavani talking about his footlocks, everybody knows you grab the Meow's foots, they're like,
dude,
what a waste of time.
There's a compilation video of them getting their knees just yanked on by Tonin, by who else?
Everybody?
There's like 3 of them where you see like a deep toe. And the Tonin one, actually, Meow limped after it.
But he ain't tapping.
They don't tap. You can break
Not
their
to the feet. Nope.
off. They break their knees. They're not going to tap. Cummings. There's a video where Cummings has a deep heel hook in, and Meow just goes, all right, and like turns and rotates out. They got gummy knees. They have like flexible feet, and they're just not going to tap.
They're trying to rack up them titles and seem super important in the jiu-jitsu world.
I mean, credit to them, man. But they're not
It makes
out.
their school that much stronger because you got more titles. That brings more people in. It pays the bills easier.
You're not wrong, but dude, so he grabs his foot, and I kind of went.
He had some sick ass footlocks, like turned over. Wasn't getting advantages for him.
Right.
Not all of them. Some of them, yes, but not all of them. So that will again lead into, okay, what are the referees'
criteria
for this being a legitimate submission attempt? Anyway, these guys got penalized to shit.
They almost got DQ'd.
Yep, they got to the third warning with the 2 points. That's how they both got points to begin with. And then sweepy time happened. And, Meow comes up first. And you're like, oh, things might get going. And he immediately got swept back. And Montavani, I was like, damn, son, good job. He swept up, so now we're at 4-4. And Meow then comes up and sweeps again. And this is where it ends. Because Meow from here... just trying his damnedest to pass his guard, and he got close twice, but
he got real close like twice, I think.
Montavani, more power to him. His ability to move his guard and move his hips.
Dude, those little guys have insane guard retention.
I love it.
There's a really funny thing, really interesting game planning item that happened here. At one point, it looks like Joao's trying to basically pull out of a footlock, but he's not. He's actually dragging them back onto the mat so that they don't go off the mat, so that he can come up and get his sweep points. And it was just beautiful gamesmanship of the rules that you saw Meow figure out halfway through, because even the commentary staff thought he was trying to pull out of the footlock, but he was actually trying to pull Pablo back onto the mat so that he could come back up and get the points. It was beautiful.
Exactly, and they were like, oh, he's trying to run away. Oh, no, he's pulling him in. The commentary staff was literally like, he's trying to run away from this position. It's like, no, he's not. He's just trying to reset himself.
That was beautiful. I love seeing high-level competitors just not game the rules, but understand the rules to that depth, which I obviously don't do.
And I'm not going to lie that this match, there were some exciting moments, but for the most part, it was kind of just
It was a meh match, but there were pieces and parts of this match that made it exciting.
Watching it, I mean, again, coming from a position of being a guy that was almost 300 pounds, that would be me, and at the weight I am, where I float right now anywhere from, depending on what I eat that weekend, anywhere from 185 to 192, right? I am so in love with this rooster weight to lightweight game now, where, guard pulling and playing with all these lapels and open guards and having that mobility, which I have now, and I'm not exhausted trying to do it. It's all of this stuff is even more fascinating than it was previously.
Josh, these are my people, man. I compete at 145 and I can cut to 135 on a really bad month.
on a bad month.
Dude, it was a rough month. That making 135, I made it, and the coach was like, "If you do this again, I'm leaving you."
Oh, well, it's probably because you're a cranky, obnoxious little turd.
I mean, dude, 135, like, I'm a small man, but that's really small.
Man up.
I mean, you're not wrong. So that was this match.
So it was good.
It was a good
the
match.
little tidbits that you can, the little pieces of information that you can take away from this are really good. Featherweights. Gianni Grippo defeated Jameel Hill 2-2, 4-1 on ads.
I had to eat my words on this because in the co-commentary I did earlier in the day, I was like, I think Shane Jameel Hill's going to really be, this is going to be his year, and he's going to look really good. And then he ran into Grippo, and then he did not. He looked good.
So close.
It
so
was
close.
super close.
So, again, same situation as Meow and Montavani, where it was a little more, they hit him with some things, and it was a little back and forth.
This match got really not stally, but like there was a lot of.
You can't make mistakes.
I get it, but it's just not fun to watch.
I think it was awesome that it was a contested all-American competitor weight class.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That was really cool to see. So, they're both playing their Berimbolo game. They're just going. Shane gets the first points, and this is much later into the match. And Grippo almost got his back taken. And, at this point, I'm like, oh, my eyes are practically popping out of my head. I'm so excited about this. And he saves himself. He, got out of that sort of crab ride position and came back into the guard and swept and came up. And you're like, oh, what's going on? And then you're thinking Shane's going to sweep him back. You're like, oh, it's going to be a nail biter.
Okay, channel sweep. And then
he almost did. And then I don't know where Gianni, what he did exactly. I'm going to have to watch this repeatedly. He scooted out and came up top and was on his back. And I was like, yo, what just happened? Immediately went for the body triangle.
Yeah, I looked away for 1 second and missed this. I'm like, I was so pissed.
So they were talking about, oh, he's not going to get his points. I'm like, you're not worried about your points. You almost got the sweep. You're on the back. You got your ads. You're up ads. It's tied up.
Hold his back.
Hold on.
Fuck the hooks.
The thing was, and it was really cool because Gianni started, attacking the lapels. He kept the body triangle, and Shane went to address the hands. And Gianni let go of the body triangle and went for the hooks. And the referee started to go for 4, but Grippo started to try to choke him. So the 4 is up in the air, and you're like, oh, wow, okay, so he's going to beat him 6-2.
And he got the 4 went up a little fast, by the way. I think the 4 went up a little quick in my head.
I'm not going to argue with that. But what was great was the referee was like, the referee was like, okay, I threw that up a little too fast. Hold on. And he did the little wave back, and they rolled it back. But it ended with Grippo, trying to choke him. And it was a great match. These two have built a rivalry, and they go back and forth. I'm really excited to see what they both do at Worlds.
This was super close, too. At no point in this match was it, okay, he can sweep here. Oh, he can get swept here. Oh, he can take a back position. At every point in this match, anything could happen. It was crazy.
And there was a whole bunch of other people that you were like, okay, these people could be threats to the championship. You had Marcio Andre, who didn't show up. You had AJ Agazarm, who was a lightweight, but
Grippo beat him.
Grippo beat him, and it's happened before. You have Samir Chantry, you have Isaac Doderlin. Samir actually took out Isaac Doderlin, and it was the opposite the other week at the San Francisco Open. So with all of this infusion of this new blood that's coming into the featherweight division, you don't have your Cabrinos, you don't have your Rafa Mendezes, you don't have your Bruno Furzados in these competitions. So you have all of these young dudes in this division, and it's going to be wild. It's going to be the Wild West.
Featherweight's always a wild division.
Yes, but it's going to be the Wild West. It's going to be great.
Figures that reign over that division, and you have all the guys taking that spot. We're now going to see a changing of the guard, and who's that next dude that's going to reign over featherweight for the next 5 years?
I can't wait to see the game plans that Grippo and Hill and Doderlin and Chantry all come up with
for each other. So
that was featherweight.
Yeah.
Moving on to lightweight, JT Torres in his return to gi action, closes out the bracket with Michael Lira Jr. Good on Lira as well, too, because he was, been kind of hit or miss, and he was just on today.
Yeah, he showed up. I saw his
showed up.
semifinal match today, and dude was on.
And Michael Lange also didn't show up today.
That was weird.
Which was strange to me, but I didn't really care. JT Torres, world champion 2018. I'm going to call it.
You call it now?
I'm calling it.
All right.
JT.
Let's write it down.
World champion 2018.
I am not as confident, Josh, but I'm going
to go with that.
Right.
I'm saying. And Lira Jr., I think, is also going to make waves in the lightweight division as well.
Yeah,
so it'll
he
be very
impressed me
interesting.
with his performance in the semifinals.
It's going to be interesting to see, again, all of these people are not in the division anymore. You're Lucas Laprise, who might come out for Worlds, wasn't at Pans. Michael Lange no-showed. I don't know what was up with that. Maybe he got hurt. I'm not sure. Don't know. No-showed. So we'll see.
You think 2018 is the year we start to get the newer crop finally comes into their own?
I think we're going to there's a possibility of more Americans winning world championships.
I think we'll definitely get a world championship this year. An American that will win the world championships this year. We had one last year.
3 this year.
3?
3. Ooh, I'm being bold. 3 this year. 1 at featherweight.
Okay, I can see that.
1 at lightweight.
Keenan.
And Keenan's not a lightweight.
I'm saying
and Keenan, whatever he's competing at.
Yeah. It's probably medium heavy or heavyweight, not medium heavy.
Super heavy or heavy.
Yeah.
He's going to find where Lowe is and not go into that division.
Yeah. Yep.
Not because he's afraid of him, because he's going to try to go after him in the absolutes, but
right.
We saw that earlier.
So that was light. That was not.
That was lightweight. Middleweight, Gabriel Argis defeated Marcos Tinoco 0-0, 1 ad to nothing.
Skip.
Good.
Amazing competitors. They made it there. It was a slower match.
Argis is a beast, but I think he's gonna take the world championship at that weight as well. But we'll see what happens. Medium heavyweight, Lucas Barbosa closed out with Gustavo Batista.
Another Atos closeout.
Dude, they're fucking killing it. Like we were saying earlier,
they have the top guys in a couple. They have the top guys and the top women in a couple divisions, and it makes you go.
And not just a black belt.
Yeah, which is crazy. I mean, I haven't even got a chance to really digest the other colored belts results. But I know that there were other closeouts and there were other top Atos podium finishers. I think they probably took the team points.
More than likely.
I would assume. I don't think Checkmat was close. I don't think that Alliance was close.
We'll see when it comes out. It'll be very interesting.
I don't think GB was close either.
I'm pretty sure it's Atos that takes the team title for Pans. Moving on to heavyweight. Leandro Lowe defeated Tanner Rice 2-0. It's a take it or leave it match.
I enjoyed it, actually.
I mean, I enjoyed it, but it's a take it or leave it match.
Yeah.
And, hats off to Tanner for really putting up a fight.
Dude, there was one point in this match where they go down and then Lowe comes back up and Tanner blasts him with a double leg and runs his ass off the mat.
Yeah.
And it was oh shit, Tanner come to fight.
Yeah, he was, you piece of shit. I told you to put that on Do Not Disturb.
I thought I did.
Piece of shit.
I mean, it is what it is.
Oh, God. Anyway, Tanner, looking forward to him. He got stifled in the absolute by Tex Johnson, who looked great in the absolute and in his weight class, but Tanner got that victory back at heavyweight and beat Tex to start to move to the finals. Moving on to super heavyweight, Keenan Cornelius defeated Muhammad Ali 0-0, 1 ad to nothing.
This is a lot closer than I thought it was going to be.
Me too. I thought he was going to run away with it. I thought Keenan was going to run away with
But
it.
Muhammad Ali does that. You see certain matchups for
He's
Muhammad
much
Ali.
slower in the beginning, and then he turns it on near the end.
But you see certain matches that Muhammad Ali like does really well in, and other matches where he struggles really hard. And this matches like this where he's super even with those top level guys. And what is he? He's super young, isn't he? Like 23 or 22 or something.
Something like that. But I mean, Keenan's not that old either. Maybe
He's
25, 26.
I think.
You know, we should have this stuff up in front of us, but we're lazy.
They're younger guys, but Muhammad Ali's younger and he's on the come up.
Yeah.
And I think it'll be really interesting to see how he develops. He's got a legit judo game that he didn't get to display at all here.
Duh.
Yeah, Keenan's gonna pull on you.
That was really funny though when they stood up and started back over and like they were like, we're gonna slap hands, and he like Keenan touches the hand really quick and pulls out the lapel. You hear people laughing, and he's like, "Oh, my bad," and lets him tuck it back in, and then pulls it out again, or grabs his belt and sits down with it, and then pulls it out again. Worm guard is crazy.
Yeah,
That shit is so confusing.
I don't understand it.
Some of the stuff, but what he was doing with it, like the way he would sweep with it, the way he swept Tim Spriggs and the absolutes with it, awesome.
Also, props to the commentary staff. They were explaining it really, really well, and like they had a knowledge of Worm Guard that was good from an instructional standpoint. Like, okay, he's going to do this. He's looking to do this or this. Like they were doing again my favorite kind of commentary, that predictive commentary. We were watching it, and they're going. The commentary staff's going, "This is what you're seeing. This is what you're going to see in the future, and this is what's going to happen." And they were spot on for this match.
The only thing that really bothered me about the commentary on this match was they were like, I'd watch, Keenan's got to be careful. I'm like, of what? Like, I understand Muhammad Ali is explosive and he really goes and he can go until the very last second, which he did. But they're like, you don't want to be in this position with Muhammad Ali. I'm like securing guard, you're okay. Yeah. Like
there was one section right at the tail end of this match where Muhammad Ali had Keenan like in the like an inversion, like a total inverted guard, and he was trying to pass the legs, and at one point he does a throw by, and Keenan is somehow able to get his legs back in and regard
the hips.
I'm saying it was that probably if you're gonna watch the match, watch the last like minute and a half and watch what Keenan does to regard. That dude's guard retention is crazy at super heavyweight.
Would you say he's a gi wizard?
I would say he's a gi wizard, Josh.
There you go.
Keenan the gi wizard.
Fucking wizardry.
So that was a match. It was Keenan wins on one advantage. It got not really close at the end, but it was Muhammad Ali almost got past.
It was closer than what was to be expected.
Yeah.
I'm still calling him he's going to take the world championship this year. I think
he's going to run to Lowe. Lowe seems to have his number.
Yeah, but I don't think they're going to compete in the same weight class. I think at the heaviest, Lowe will be at heavyweight, and Keenan will just go to super heavy. I mean, he's probably comfortable. He's probably not even close to the limit. It's just I don't have to cut or do anything. I can eat snacks and still compete. So we'll see, but I'm calling it. Ultra heavyweight. João Gabriel Rocha defeated Ricardo Evangelista via choke from the back. Man, I thought this one was going to be boring at first.
It started out a little bit like that, Josh.
It did, but then Ricardo Evangelista, I called him Ricardo, but his name is Ricardo.
I was going to call you one, Josh, because I'm not a terrible person.
Myself, I thought about it, and I was like, they kept calling him Ricardo. He got a toe hold at one point, and they rolled out, and it took them forever to put the 2 on the scoreboard for us.
Yeah, that confused me. I was like, did he not get 2?
It took a while, but, then I guess João Gabriel waited.
Wait, back to that scoreboard thing. There was a giant Reddit thread bitching about the scoreboards because it was particularly bad this event, and it's been bad in 2018. They need to do what ACBJJ does. And
ACBJJ fucks it up too.
But at least what they have is they don't have 2 separate, because like you're getting FloGrappling scoreboard and the scoreboard at the event. Just have a camera and a picture-in-picture on the scoreboard at the event. It has the full names. It has what the points that are being shown.
But it's not going to be zoomed in enough, and that's the thing. And I'm okay with just the partial names.
I'm not. I can't.
I hate it because everybody has 900 names. Yeah. But it works. It's just the people need to be more on top of it. like, I'm assuming that you have people there that are watching scoreboards and putting it in. They just need to be more on point.
Just copy and paste the full name. Give me the whole fucking
There's
name.
not enough space.
There is.
When your name takes up 3 lines
Josh,
in Word.
So there's a cool thing that happens with text, that if you need text to be smaller, you can change the size of it.
Then you're not going to be able to read it.
Josh, I can't read it now.
What are they, ants? You can't go in there. It's too tiny.
Josh, so I can't read it now. So either I can't read it now and it's not even there, or it's super small and I got to look with my little eyes and look at the little name.
I need a magnifying glass.
Magnifying glass, Josh?
Look.
You threw an extra R into that
words.
one.
I can stumble over words. It happens every once in a while.
So that was my little tangent on, like, show me the scoreboard. Like, it...
What they need to be
Oh my
consistent
God.
with is saying who these people are. Because Leandro Lowe was El Nascimento or El Lowe, depending on
what day.
which person was putting in the information. So, you know, Evangelista eventually turned on his engines, finally, and, you know, escaped and came around to the back and jumped on his back and was like, all right, I'm going to choke you now. So hats off on to him for, you know, finally showing up and waking up, I guess, because that dude had some snoozers.
You flipped that around. You said Evangelista got on the back.
Oh, I'm
It
sorry.
was actually Gabriel.
Chao Gabriel Hosha was on the back. But again, props off to him because he had some snoozers today. Like, almost disqualified snoozers. Oh, God, it was bad.
That happens sometimes. On to the absolutes, though.
New black belt, Gutenberg Pereira versus Leandro Lowe. Lowe takes it 2-0.
Lowe wins by I think it was a sweep.
It was
A sweep or a pass. I forgot exactly.
It couldn't have been a pass because you would get 3 points for that. So, you know what I mean?
40, yeah.
Yeah.
My notes say
was
Lowe
a
with a
sweep.
pass with 40 seconds left, which is incorrect. So, but he didn't. There was no scoring until 40 seconds left of the match, and then Lowe gets the points and wins the absolute for the IBJJF 2018 Pans.
He swept. He didn't pass. Stop saying he passed. Passed is 3. Sweep is 2.
What'd I
takedown
say?
is 2. You keep saying passed and then 2 points.
So he swept.
Yeah.
Yeah, my bad, Josh. Josh, I'm not a points guy.
Yeah.
All the competitions I've done, I've won on points one time. Ever.
I've won on points
Yo,
plenty of
you
times.
live by the sword, you die by the sword, Josh.
I've won on points many times. So that really wraps up coverage. All of the videos are up. There is absolutely zero reason to not go back and start peeling through the absolute divisions. You know, you see Langacker beat Nalati.
There was some upsets in the absolute.
Some upsets in the absolute.
Moku didn't show, which was weird.
You know, you have all these other things. You have the Spriggs Keenan match where Spriggs gets choked out. That was awesome. You have
Dude, he's had a rough couple weeks.
Yeah. You have Tex Johnson footlocking Tanner Rice. You have him knee barring somebody and then bowing out to Lowe. And, you know, you have that. You have tons of awesome brown belt matches. Tons of them. If you guys get the chance, make sure you watch Kennedy Maciel's match, Cobrinha's son, little Cobrinha Jr., whatever you want to call him, where he was getting beat and he came back. He just kept pushing and choked that kid unconscious.
Speaking of purple belt matches.
Yeah, our friend, the good doctor, Dr. Jose, as I will refer to him, because Madrazo, I was blanking on his last name.
You were blanking?
I was. Jose Madrazo, our good buddy, trained with us, now trains at Form Jiu-Jitsu, which is an AOJ affiliate with Rick Samba, who we've talked about before. He went out, he took 3rd in his weight class in Masters 2.
I think Masters 2.
Masters 2, and then won the absolute division. So props to Dr. Jose. That dude is always competing, living that jiu-jitsu lifestyle. And he's a doctor.
Like a real
obviously,
doctor.
like a legit doctor. That dude's cardiologist.
Like an MD doctor.
Yes, he's a cardiologist. He will fix your heart and then break it again. You know, props to him. Tons of other dudes went out there from the Baltimore area. That was awesome seeing them out, you know. Vicente Jr., we saw, he took 2nd in his division.
Yep.
So it's really cool to see all these people out there from East Coast, not as big of schools as what you see Marcelo's or,
Yeah.
Alliances or anything like that. It's awesome to see that.
Is Pans the biggest tournament for the U.S. or is it the
No,
second? Sorry, the
Worlds.
biggest U.S. Is it the
Worlds. It goes Worlds, Europeans.
Masters Worlds?
No. I mean, in just sheer numbers, it's Worlds and Europeans are neck and neck.
Right.
And then I think it's Pans and Brazilian Nationals or one of those
Yeah, I
two.
think that's correct, actually.
I mean, they're like the big four, again, part of the Grand Slam title for the IBJJF. Check out all the AOJ kids, check out Tynan.
The future, Josh.
Yeah.
The future.
Check out, Tynan and Jonathan, Kanan Duarte, the brown belt. He closed out with Dominique Bell, both from Atos again.
Getting black belt soon, probably.
They're going to wait till after Worlds.
I mean, it's like at Worlds, and then you're going to get a
Y'all got to
podium
win.
promotion.
Y'all got to win.
You're going to get a podium promotion.
We'll see. It'll be very interesting. Go back and watch it. It'll be great. There's tons and tons of footage that's already up. Watch it. Enjoy.
So this week we're really focusing on Pans. I didn't get a chance to watch UAE.
I watched very little of it.
There was some big matches up that we were probably going to touch on next week. So we'll recap that event next week just because Josh and I have not got a chance to look at any of the results other than the ones that are posted on the front page of FloGrappling.
So one of the things that we'll get to previewing in the next couple of weeks, the Haru Basho in Osaka, Japan, taking place at the Osaka Municipal Gymnasium, has started. Day one was today.
Sumo, by the way.
Yes, sumo, obviously. Saying lots of Japanese things. It's day one. I can't really give you much more than Hakuho is out, Kisei no Sato is out. The only Yokozuna that is in right now is Kakuryu. You have a few other people you have Onusho that's out. Nothing has really happened of interest right now. Kisei no Sato is possibly on his way out the door. That's about it. We'll get more into it in the halfway point next week and then recap it all the week following.
So on to the last bit of previews. Fight to Win Pro 66 next week. Actually, this one is in fact in Houston, Texas, H-Town. Not like last week where the one in Dallas we called in Houston the entire time. So this event, Fight to Win Pro 66, is in Houston, Texas, and is main evented by a black belt middleweight title, Marcus Tinoco versus Jose Lantras. God, I messed up again.
Lannis. 220 black belt gi match. It's not Alexandro.
Alexandro.
It's Alexandre, or he's a Shanji too. Alexandre Sacconi versus UGO
is what it said. Ugo
Aramanyeto. Oh, I am so sorry.
I actually can't get that one either.
I'm gonna wait, and I'm gonna specifically write in the notes how to pronounce this gentleman's last name.
He has a very interesting name.
It's Arimonyeotu.
So
Arimanyetu.
Josh, stop butchering it. Stop.
Arimanyetu. I'm going with that, and it's probably wrong, but we'll hear it. Anyway, 200-pound black belt gi match. Roberto Yamashita versus Anthony Mitchell. 200-pound black belt gi match.
Brian Marvin versus Seth Daniels.
Seth Daniels coming out competing again.
Seth Daniels is the promoter for Fight to Win Pro. Typically wins in a pretty entertaining fashion.
Twister, calf crank, something like that.
My people, Josh.
Yes. 195-pound black belt gi match. Inacio Neto versus Matt Layton. 190-pound black belt gi match.
Daniel Galvao versus Carlos Martinez.
Hey, you said Daniel wrong. Weird.
I called Daniel, Josh.
Anyway.
Daniel-san.
180-pound black belt gi match. Vinicius Agudo versus Luis Dentino Eduardo. That's right. I killed it.
You killed it. 175-pound black belt gi match. We have Mark. Oh, God. Oh.
I saw you starting to take it, and I was like, oh, please do.
Marcelo?
Yeah, you got that right.
Marcelo Uraparuyu.
You can just skip that middle name and just say Marcelo Azevedo.
Marcelo Azevedo versus Andre Leite.
Andre Maneco Leite. 170-pound black belt gi match. Ralph Suboxone versus Julian Vega.
We have a 165-pound black belt gi match. Roberto Rivas versus Drew Lockwood.
I want to say that's Rivas, but I'm okay. That's fine.
It is Rivas, actually. Yeah, it's not a Brazilian name. It's a Hispanic name, Mexican name.
How do you know it's Mexican?
Because his name is Roberto.
What does that have to do with anything? He can still be Hispanic.
You ever met a Brazilian named Roberto?
I've met other Hispanic people not from Mexico named Roberto.
Josh, you're splitting hairs here. I'm just saying his name is Rivas, not Hivas. My bad.
Maine's racism creeping out. 160-pound black belt gi match. There are a lot of gi matches. I'm liking this. Ed Ramos from Atos. I don't know why.
Oh my God,
I'm
they're
saying
all
that.
black belt gi matches.
I know, and trying to read and you're scrolling. Versus Matt Vernon. 155-pound brown belt title match.
Alex Lane versus to be announced.
Very interesting. Isn't it? I thought this was going to be against that kid.
Why are you snapping to the mic, Josh?
You're welcome.
Yeah, they announced this, and I forget who was going to be there. He must have dropped out.
It must have been, or they haven't settled on it. But it was against I'm blanking on his name. The one that's been winning all of the titles.
Yep, I'm also blanking on his name, Josh. We talked about him last week.
Yeah, we'll remember in like 5 minutes. Anyway, we'll remember it in a minute. It'll happen. Heavyweight brown belt title match. I guess in the gi?
Chris Robertson versus
Robertson, no T.
Robertson versus Ryan Walsh.
Good job. 215-pound brown belt gi match. Dinko Bektik, I love that guy already, versus Armando Negrete. 200 and Mateus Gabriel.
That's his name. Yeah, Mateus Gabriel is the gentleman who is.
There we go.
The
155. That might be that match. I don't know. Anyway,
FloGrappling had an article on him, and he's a big prospect.
Yes, 205 brown belt gi match. This is all in the gi. It's great. Angelus McFarland versus Walter Harris. 200-pound brown belt gi match. Marcelo Gomide versus Luke Luba. 185 brown belt gi match. Eugene Gutierrez versus De Niro Kelly. 175 brown belt gi match. Joel Heinen versus Jerome Roseborough. 170-pound brown belt gi match. Thomas D'Souza versus Edgar Christian Benitez.
160-pound brown belt gi match. Luis Diaz versus Henrique de Rocha Santos.
Paulo Henrique de Rocha Santos.
My bad, Josh.
That's okay.
Mr. Santos, I apologize.
140-pound brown belt gi match. Davin Ordinario versus Marcel Woodard.
So that does it for the brown belts and the black belts. There's another match I want to talk about is a 190-pound purple belt gi match. Mike Callambess versus Scott Lanham. If you don't know who Mike Callambess is, he is the gentleman who does all of the still photography for Fight to Win Pro.
And you definitely saw him on the Flow stream of Pans today.
Yeah.
That man takes sick pictures.
He takes professional photos of jiu-jitsu all over the place.
He sponsors dudes.
Yeah, you see him everywhere. So it'll be funny to see. I wonder actually if anyone who will be basically taking photos of the match during his match, because I assume he's not going to take off the whole night.
He's got somebody. He's got somebody to back him up.
He has to.
He's going to warm up, and he's going to have somebody else taking pictures. He's going to have the match. He's going to cool down, and then he'll come out and take pictures like a boss.
I bet he got his buddy, who's a really good photographer.
No, got some random amateur that's going to have an iPhone on a selfie stick taking pictures.
Yeah, but he always takes fantastic photos, and he's a Houston guy. So
looking forward to it. It's going to be an excellent card. And there's only one no-gi match on this entire card, and it is a purple belt match, a heavyweight purple belt match. So that's really cool to see this giant gi card.
Josh, it's in gi season, as you know.
Don't you throw my information that I just told you back at me.
Josh, I pay attention to things.
How dare you and your bowl cut. That wraps up our preview of Fight to Win Pro 66.
So that will do it for this episode. There's not a ton of other jiu-jitsu happening for previews, so we're gonna cut it short.
It's a quick one this week as opposed to our 2-hour-long diatribes.
Look, we didn't have to go through every single match on EBI.
No, we didn't. But, it's enjoyable, even if it wears us down. We train a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Both jiu-jitsu, weights, whatever, to get in shape and
I
get
teach a
ready
lot.
for things. Maine teaches at a local college now as well. I teach kids class at my gym. That's kids, man, they're full of energy. As I was just mentioning, I'm getting ready for DC Open. Maine is currently injured right now, so I
Yeah.
don't think he has.
I'm looking to compete in April, and I'm
did
trying
apply to fight to win 70
Yeah.
in in Maryland. I was about to say Baltimore. In Maryland. It's
in
probably
Maryland.
in Frederick again.
It is in Frederick, yeah.
I again threw my hat in to either ref or do commentary. We're in here just killing it, lifting, training, doing things that we need to do. I'm getting ready again for DC Open. I'm, chomping at the bit for that, ready to go. I know Maine's, working through that injury and getting ready to hopefully accept a match at Fight to Win 70. So with that, we end another week in the Grappling Rewind podcast. As always, you can email us at thegrapplingrewind@gmail.com. You can check us out on Stitcher, iTunes, YouTube, and pretty much anywhere you can find
Facebook,
podcasts. We're on Facebook, Grappling Rewind,
Instagram,
Grappling Rewind,
Twitter.
Grappling Rewind.
Reach out to us on social media. If you got something you want us to cover, you want to clarify, we are here.
You want to tell us we're idiots? Hey, let us know.
You want us to pronounce your name correctly?
Let us know. Subscribe on the YouTube page. Leave us a review.
Helps us out a lot.
It helps us out, and it eventually will help you out. We like to give back. We're doing this as something that isn't done, so help us help you. Again, as always, I'm Josh.
I'm Maine.
And this is the Grappling Rewind podcast.
We'll see you on the mats.